Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Danganronpa. So we went an hour and 45 minutes last time for us to basically go through the first day with Makoto basically being asleep for most of the first day. Um, it introduced some interesting concepts as to did anybody eat, use the bathroom, or drink any water for fear of being poisoned in that first day. We did get mentioned that Celeste said she wanted to shower, so she's we're assuming that everybody is fairly confident. See, if this was a Saw movie, you would be terrified that behind every corner there's just an axe prepped and ready to fall into somebody, and that there'd be like booby traps or poison everywhere or things like that. Um, Although I guess in Danganronpa, Monokuma has directly said he wants the other people to kill each other, the students to kill each other. So Monokuma is not going to probably directly try and kill anyone. Although he did blow himself up, or a copy of himself up, as soon as the one of the guys threatened Monokuma, which is kind of pointless, frankly. It is kind of ridiculous to have any of the Monokumas blow up in the first place if they can just be instantly replaced with another Monokuma. Um, and if Monokuma really was going to try and kill people, do they need a self destruct there? But yeah, we didn't really accomplish much as far as establishing things. Let's move forward. Is this really where I'll be staying for the foreseeable future? So the first night, like, ideally, we want the game to just jump forward to the first murder because that's where this gameplay mechanic is going to focus around, and it's been particularly slow to get to that point. Oh, that's right, I should check the bathroom one more time before I go to bed. Only the girls' bathrooms should have locks on them, right? So, the question becomes, do I need to hit each item and hit the exact same thing? Or is it a one-time thing where we'll get a Monokuma nice token? Or is it just the amount? Like, they really just want you to get used to the idea of clicking on things and investigating rooms. Be interesting if the paper here is missing. No mention if the paper is missing. Can we leave? So they agreed to one rule, that they would not leave during the nighttime, and we know that these rooms are pretty much soundproof, or are actually soundproof. So we also know we could probably bang on this door pretty easily. Alright, let's open it up. Rattle, rattle. No use. It really is locked. Bzzzt, wrong, not locked. So Monokuma just appears out from the ground. We might as well mention that and say that now. So there's no confusion there. He does seem to just be able to magically come out of the ground at almost any point. So just assume he is made of some kind of Terminator T-1000 liquid nanobot metal. Holy crap. Geez, talk about an overreaction. It's like you just saw a ghost or something. Like some kind of robot bear ghost. What are you doing here? Makoto Naegi, this is super duper majorly bad. So bad it's almost magical. Ultra magical, awful attack. In point of fact, I acknowledge that the bathroom in your room has a problem with the door frame. Wait, so the reason it won't open is because it isn't because it's locked. The door just doesn't fit.
Hey,
Didn't you see the notice? What, can't you read? The bathroom and the boys' rooms don't have locks. See, they're going over this a lot. So clearly this is going to be a big point later on, but it seems like it's kind of ridiculous to repeat it. Inherently, when the Sherlock Holmes stories were being published, they were published fairly separated out, if I recall my history correctly. And so, in a scenario like that, you could easily have a Sherlock Holmes mystery where a bit of information is only said once, and if you wanted to go back and check, you would just go back to a previous page and read it again. Visual novels, in this one aspect, are actually worse than novels, because while I can go back and look at the transcript, let's just take a moment to look here. There's no super way of scrolling. I don't have a mouse cursor that I can bring up on this screen. My mouse cursor is on my second monitor. In fact, there's even some screen tearing as we're going up here. It would be a pretty big nightmare to scroll all the way to the beginning of the game, or an hour back, to try and read the transcript. That's pretty crazy. So because of that, then the game has to remind you and say things multiple times, and trust me, we are not going to see an end of that. The game will be fairly repetitive, and it feels kind of dumbed down. I feel like in a lot of cases too, Danganronpa, while it may have mature themes such as murder in it, it really is probably closer targeted towards 12, 14-year-olds, edgy preteens and teenagers, not really an adult with a great attention span. So there's probably not going to be a major challenging here. So we can see that this transcript only goes so far back. It does not go all the way. The bathroom and the boys' rooms don't have locks. I mean, a lock on a boys' bathroom is kind of pointless, don't you think? And I guess this is just inherent gender discrimination from a Japanese perspective, or perhaps it's even trying to highlight gender discrimination. I imagine any high school kid of any gender is probably going to want privacy in the bathroom, but kind of ironically, the public bathrooms, maybe there'd probably be locks on the stalls. I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be locks on the stalls in a male public bathroom. But in the bedrooms, even the girls' bedrooms don't really need locks. So the whole thing just kind of doesn't make sense. Well, it's not that it's pointless, I guess, but I'm no expert on the birds and bees and all of that. In a funny way, this is like Monokuma admitting that he doesn't even know how like teenage boys and girls might think. Like, I don't even know the real implication here. Is it just ignorance, I think. Because if the implication here was that they put locks on the girls' bathrooms so that a couple could then go and have sex in the bathroom, still doesn't really make sense, because you could lock the bedroom too. Anyways, there's a little trick to opening this particular ill-fitting door. I think the theme here also is that I'm actually unlucky, and thus that's why my door is broken. And that's what I'm here to teach you. See, this really messes with the whole concept of it being a murder mystery, because we're being directly told that Monokuma will just appear to random people and tell them random bits of information that he won't share with the rest of the group. So everyone is always going to be at a different level of advantage. Okay, Ready? So you just gotta turn the doorknob, then lift it up while you pull.
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead and give it a try. I turn the knob and lift the door up while I pull. And when I did that, the door opened without a problem. Good thing you didn't need to use the bathroom up until that point. Pure see, it opened right up. Isn't that crazy though? The door's the only one that doesn't fit quite right. You're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But looks like you're not lucky at all.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, I suddenly feel like I don't feel like being here anymore. Bye. Hey, wait. Damn it. Ding dong, bing bong. And see, immediately, he disappears, and we have an announcement from him on the monitor.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
He's like drinking wine. It is now 10 p.m.
As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
So, I guess maybe the implication here is that the doors to the dining hall are locked so that somebody can sneak in there and restock the food. That's the only thing I can guess there.
Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
It's kind of weird to have this specific nighttime rule. But I suppose if they don't write some kind of rules into this whole system, then it's just going to overly complicate the investigation. It's much harder to have a murder mystery when the potential time at which anybody was murdered is 24 hours versus 12 hours. Looks like it's nighttime. We all promised we wouldn't leave our rooms now. All I can do now is try and get some sleep. While still mumbling to myself, I collapse into the bed. My eyes closed almost immediately. It's not that I was ready for bed exactly. I was just utterly exhausted. It was as if I'd spent the entire day staring at a TV watching movies, or like some kind of illusion where I'd been tossed into a made-up fantastical world. Yeah, I think that might be the case. Yeah, that feels about right. He says that out loud. There's no easy way to just accept a situation we're suddenly been dropped into. So this is how the current So that is how the curtain closed on the first day at Hope's Peak Academy. Didn't accomplish much. Soon enough I was asleep. Would it be too much to hope that when I woke up I'd realize it was all a dream? I would be very uncomfortable sleeping in a new room in general, but particularly in this scenario. I would want like a hammer under my pillow, or a weapon of some sort to protect myself. But yeah, they went out of their way to try and make it seem like you're safe in your bedroom, but I question that really quite a bit. One thing you could easily do is we could put everybody in a kind of lockdown situation where one person per day went and got food for everyone else. They put it in front of their door, and then at a specific time the doors would open, they'd grab the food, bring it into their room, and lock themselves back into the room. Kind of almost like a jail lockdown scenario until and then maybe they'd get together in groups and only in groups. But yeah, just settling in and staying in a room by yourself might be a smart move for the first day or two. But we're past the first day or two now, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of lame as far as endings go, but I'd be fine with that. Actually, that'd be the best. ... Monokuma Theater. In any normal school, Mr. Monokuma would be a kind teacher, but when I think about what's coming up, I'm just so full of pride and joy. Interesting. This is Monokuma talking. Our ceremony earlier was absolutely splendid. Thank you all very much. So I don't know who Monokuma really is talking to, or if this even matters, because this is just pretty much a dream sequence. Remember that you're all students at Hope's Peak Academy and strive to refine your ideals.
I swear to you, I will send you all off into a new tomorrow.
And see, that's probably a saying in Japanese that's very common for a teacher to say it like an entrance ceremony, but it means nothing in English. It is very possible with the physical split between Monokuma that there is some good intention inside of Monokuma on top of bad intention. Ding dong, bing bong. We're at the next day. It's weird to just have a lint roller on the floor. That kind of feels like the last place you'd want it.
Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
It's weird that there's TVs with speakers on them, and Monokuma can show up and talk to people at any time. I guess you're getting some assumption and confirmation that that you are hearing the same thing everybody else is hearing. Also, you can look in the background here and realize that there's a whole bunch of cameras, so we do know he is monitoring the cameras that are watching everywhere. Apparently it's morning, but thanks to the total lack of windows, there's no way to know for sure. It wouldn't be surprising if they were actually manipulating time here and tricking you, and considerably less time is happening or considerably more time is happening. Anyway, what should we do now? I don't even know of a great way to specifically time things either, because like if you had, say, a whole bunch of salt, you can make an hourglass, but you don't have anything to compare it to. So you could make a minute glass, certainly, and then you could compare 1 minute glass to another minute glass, and then empty the contents of 1 minute glass once you've established what your new standard minute would be. So in theory, what you could do is, with like paper craft, make a minute glass that you then counted like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, all the way to 60 Mississippi, and then once you have that minute glass consistently working, you make other minute glasses that match that minute glass, and then you pour 60 of the clones of it, and then you've got an hourglass, and that gives you an hour, which there is definitely no real deep precision there, and it won't be 100% consistent, but you could then get an hourglass and then do a 12-hour hourglass or a 24-hour hourglass. As long as gravity is a constant, everything should be the same there, and as long as your perception of time is constant, which ironically in the last visual novel I covered, that it was not a constant. But yeah, otherwise you're stuck looking at clocks and believing when they tell you it's morning or night. Anyways, what should I do now? ... Maybe I should go find Sayaka, and we can figure out where to go from here together. She did say she's my assistant now. Okay, it's decided. I'm gonna head to her room. With newfound determination, I left my room. So nice, it just completely throws me out. And we can see there's a character over here to talk to. And let's see if there's anybody else to talk to. There's a lot of rooms we couldn't get into, so let's see if we can get in here. No. Alright. So all we have is this. So you've got urinals with no dividers, which that's weird, but then there is a divider between the sink and the rest of them, which that's weird. You have a radiator, and then you have nice floor-to-ceiling stall doors. What you don't see here is a shower of any sort. So let's look at this. It's a fish tank. There's a bunch of little fish swimming around the inside of it. So either those are real fish or those are fake fish, and if they were real fish, somebody's feeding them. Let's go in here and see what we see here. We've got what looks like a door or a hatch. There's a hatch on the floor. Rattle, rattle. Door won't budge. It must be locked. Nice. And then behind this gate is some kind of incinerator. I can't get inside. The gate's in the way. Alright. So. What's this? Leave the area? I guess that's the door. Interesting. So, like a big incinerator area to get rid of trash. Which, how much trash actually gets brought in, it would be a question. This is the girls' bathroom. Obviously, I can't go in. We saw no showers in there. So, either they're making an argument that everybody is showering. Let's see, this is still locked. And when you press Y in the walk around section, you don't get a focus of that. So everybody must be using the public bath, but then Celeste said she wanted to shower, so yeah. Well, maybe I misinterpreted what Celeste was implying there. Maybe she said she meant she wanted to shower in her own in her own room before it was nighttime because she was just getting sleepy and wanted to go to sleep. That might be the case. So we have a vending machine. It's always nice to have a drink while your laundry gets done. So there is a vending machine. We have a school swimsuit and several other pieces of clothing hanging, which all these characters would need some kind of clothing fairly quickly because otherwise they're going to be in the same outfit. But then for the anime-esque-ness of it, they all are going to be in the same clothing. There's a swimsuit hanging out to dry. I wonder whose it is. We're just looking for as many of these as possible as far as nice coins. This is one of the monitors. And we're just going to click on kind of everything. Is this a fashion magazine? It's a magazine lying around probably to kill time while you're waiting for your laundry. Washing machine, no surprising. It is a laundry room. These are fairly big industrial laundry setups. Considering now we've just learned something there. No nice coin from clicking on this one. Yes, nice coin for clicking on this one. So we do have to click on everything even if it's a duplicate. Yeah. This really feels like this would be for 200, 300, 400 people worth of laundry. Not 15 people. And we'll just adjust our image. And a lot of redundancy in all of this. Right. Do we have anything else we need to look at? No. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk to this guy and hope that that's not a mistake. Almost seems like now would be the time to make a save. I actually haven't made a save in a while. So you have to go to X, and then System, and then Save. We'll just make a save. Yeah. See, that's kind of the beginning of the game. Let's talk to this guy. Hey man. Good morning, what are you up to? I'm doing my laundry. This is the laundry room, right? Are you feeling okay, hero? You look totally beat.
Actually...
Nah, I'm fine, just tired. I spent all last night trying to contact the spirit world to find out why this is all happening to me. It took all the mental juice I had too, but turns out I failed. Sounds like something the ultimate clairvoyant would get into. Actually, is that really fortune telling? Okay. So if we click on this guy again, if you're really that tired, why don't you take a nap after your clothes start drying? Yeah, good idea. So how many conversations can we have with him? Alright, so there is clearly a yes and a no to all of this. In the sense that we should talk to people, then we should talk to him a second time, and then we should be done. Alright, we've got 3 new people to talk to over here. So let's go ahead and have these conversations. Good morning, Kyoko. Morning. ... This doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
What?
Do you need something? Oh no, nothing in particular. Right. Well then. She left. Kyoko seems to be kind of, how should I put it, taciturn. Maybe she just plays things cool. Alright. The girls first, I guess.
Makoto.
Okay. Oh, good morning, Makoto. Good morning, Chihiro. You know, we're standing here exchanging morning greetings, but we can't even look out the window to see if it really is morning. Yeah, true. Sorry if that was kind of weird. You don't have to apologize. Sorry. She looks really sad. I feel like I did something wrong. So, second thing.
I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry if I creeped you out. It's okay, really, don't worry about it. Okay. Just double tap on that just to make sure it's always going to be one ending. Good morning, Byakuya. Did he not hear me? Hey, Byakuya, good morning.
Stop talking.
Once is enough. Huh?
I don't have time to...
I'm only here to get breakfast. I have neither need nor desire to talk to you now. Withdrawal. So he did hear me, he just didn't respond. So now if we click on this, can we go in here? Yes, we can. Well, that looks like quite the massive amount of food, and not only that is it a massive amount of like fresh vegetables and food, it also is a well-equipped kitchen, so any chef or potential cook would have their heart's desires filled here. Let's see, so we've got a bunch of vegetables all piled up. There's so many different kinds, and all super healthy, I bet. Still, I'd rather have some cake. Interesting. I wonder if there's a special diet they're all going to be on. Here we have another camera. It's not a camera in the kitchen too. Knowing Monokuma could be watching me, there's no way I could concentrate on cooking anything. See, there is this contradiction here. Like, it would be very easy to assume that killing someone without being caught also includes killing someone without being seen by the cameras. And yet, I don't think that ever gets brought up. Here we have a bunch of knives. There's some kitchen knives hanging on the wall. There's a whole bunch of different kinds. I have no idea you needed so many to cook. High school students, though, they could easily cut themselves and hurt themselves badly or burn themselves. Like, cooking, not the most incredibly dangerous thing in the world, but it does have its dangers. It's impossible to cook in here without thinking about how he could appear at any second. Erg. And then there's just like a refrigerator, a deli display, a deli-style display case. There's all kinds of food and stuff lined up in here inside. Yeah, it looks like they've got beef and tuna and fish. Yeah, it looks like a lot of food, although if you were going to feed 300 or 400 people, maybe the kitchen's a little small, but yeah, they are also Japanese people, so maybe they wouldn't eat that much. Even in this crappy situation, when I see that meat, I start to kind of get excited. See, there is a problem here if you don't know what the nice coins are for, which I would say most people playing this game in the first place would not know what the nice coins are for, so you potentially are gonna just waste your time. And I'm just gonna click on everything, even though we've clicked on all of these. I think pretty much we may have to click on everything for a couple of days just to see if things reset every day as far as the nice coins. So yeah, unless I want to click on every single person's door, which we should, I guess, try that. Oh man, we are gonna have to kind of click on every single person's door. Good morning, Makoto. Good morning. Yes, morning greetings are quite a delight. Such an energizing way to start the day. Now then, let's make sure we both do our very best throughout the day. Sure. Wonder if he's always like this. Well, I'm glad there's not much of a conversation there. Right. So we run into the problem where here we could go back in our room, and I guess that's exactly what we would do. It doesn't even ask. But it does ask if you want to leave. So we'll just kind of, Sayaka is right next to our room, so we'll do her last, and we'll see if we get any nice coins. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get any nice coins. Interesting design here. Like, these doors are in slightly different places, which implies the rooms are slightly different. And we haven't seen inside anybody else's room, so for all we know, there could be very different things inside each room. All we've been told about the other rooms is that the girls have locks on their bathroom and that they all do have bathrooms. But, for instance, Sakura over here, who is a, like, bodybuilder type physical person, maybe she's got like a whole gym decorated room with weights and all kinds of things like that. Yeah, and Yasuhiro, being the clairvoyant, maybe he's got a whole room decorated in clairvoyant equipment. Ifune is the fanfic author, so I would shudder to think how his room might be decorated. But we have played this thoroughly, and I'm glad for that. These guys, by the way, are going to always face you. I still see a lot of screen tearing here, which, do we even have under the options something? Nope. There were some launcher, there was a launcher that that changed the settings. In fact, I had to struggle with the launcher of this game just to get it into a windowed mode with 1080p, and I turned off vertical sync, and I wonder in this case if maybe vertical sync would have been better left on. It's always pretty impossible to tell. There's a doorbell next to the door. I guess I should use that. Ding dong. That's a different ding dong versus the ding dong bing bong. Dot dot dot. Hello? And see, she just walks out so you don't see inside of her room. Hello? Good morning, Sayaka.
Hi, Makoto.
Oh, Makoto, perfect timing, huh? Listen, I have a favor to ask, which, like, it would be kind of ridiculous to not react to this. A favor? I was just getting ready to head out. If it's okay, would you like to come with me? Maybe we could talk. Yeah, sure. Where are you headed? And see, because I reacted, I may have actually split the conversation there, and there might have been a way to avoid going out with her and investigating with her, but why would you want to do that? It would be very crazy for that to even really be an option. I've been thinking that there could be something around here I could use for self-defense. Self-defense? Well, I mean, whoever's keeping us here could show up and attack us at any time. You never know. Whoever trapped us here, whoever presented us with the rules for murdering each other, whoever put us in this insane position, she's right. We never know when they might attack. So I just want to be able to protect myself no matter what happens. A weapon to protect yourself. Well, now I think about it, that display case in the gym entry had a bunch of stuff. Maybe. Oh, the gym? Okay, let's go. Once again, I was thinking that, and she read my mind. Again?
Like I said, I'm psychic.
Like I said, I'm psychic. It would probably be nice if half the characters in visual novels were psychic and just read your mind. Come on, I'm just kidding. Seriously, I just have amazing intuition. Am I really so easy to predict? Yeah, she's making it so obvious that she can outthink you, and her intuition is so much better than yours that she's playing you like a cheap fiddle, more than likely. Anyway, we should head to the gym. So, yeah, she claims to be your assistant, but really she's using you as a bodyguard. For anyone who just hates walking around the school, we've got some good news. You can now teleport using the map section of your handbook menu. It's as simple as opening the map menu and choosing where you want to go. However, you can only teleport to hallways marked waypoints. You can't teleport to places you haven't been or places that are blocked off. And depending on certain story moments, there will be times where you won't be able to teleport at all. Finally, try not to teleport inside any walls. There's a chance you could get lost forever. Well then, good luck, have fun. Alright, so if I come over here and click on the map now, we have what here? Apparently, all of these characters are in the main area, which I haven't seen Celeste or Hifumi. The kitchen is devoid of people. They are in the dining hall, so people must be just standing at this gate or in the next area. And we don't see anywhere else. And we cannot jump into this wall section, which that wall section is just odd that it's there. Clearly something's been blocked off there, because there's no reason to have a wall like that without building the room bigger. Like, this is the kitchen, so it would have been easy enough to have the kitchen a little bit less square. And this warehouse area clearly could have a lot more space taken up. And then we can hit the right bump, and we can see that these characters are at the area there. These characters are there. She is there. There's class 1B, 1A we need to look at. It would be kind of silly right now to what was the run button? the B button is run. So let's go and talk to everybody while we can.
Most suspicious.
Miss Naegi, Miss Mizono, where are the two of you off to? A man and a woman growing closer. Hey, what are you trying to say? Like when two people are stuck in a hostage situation and over the course of the story they fall in love. There's really no other way to express it but to say,
I feel as if...
how very poetic.
Hey,
Makoto, do you have any idea what he's talking about? Nope, I don't have a clue. So, weirdly, though, she's not moving with me. So let's have a conversation with her again. Right. So they're pretending, I guess, like she's going to talk to you or follow you, but she's not really following you.
I hope you are well.
Well, hello, I hope you two are having a nice day.
Okay.
Good morning, Celeste. Exchanging such common greetings is somehow strange,
Is that okay?
given the circumstances and everything. You know, sometimes you scare me a little. Well, I'm off. Dot.
Hey,
Should we get going? Yeah. So can we get in here now that we have a girl with us? Makoto, that's the girls' bathroom. Oh yeah, sorry, I got confused. Come on, we have to concentrate. So now when I try to go into the boys' bathroom, can I go in here?
Hey,
We're going to the gym, right? That's right. Then let's get moving. So now we can use the map, I guess, to see where everybody is. And it almost feels like people are moving around. Yeah. Okay, so we are here. We're gonna go back into here.
hey,
So we're just gonna get the same prompt each time, so we've locked ourselves. And it's not always gonna be the same. So they really did want you to kind of teleport yourself to the gym first and foremost, which does potentially open the question of... Yes, I guess you're right, sorry about that. Some of this I'm not gonna read out loud, it's just kind of pointless. These doors are slide open doors, which in Japanese schools the doors do slide open, but usually in Japanese schools, the ones I've seen, there's been windows where you could look into the classroom, like alongside the entire length of the room. This is actually kind of a weird design. And I guess maybe the idea here of these interior windows having metal over them is the idea that that people cannot peek in and see you murdering somebody else. So, still can't go through the Monokuma door. And then we've got an AV room. So I can't go where I want, but I can go in here. Which, boy, is there a lot of junk here, and most of this is clearly just pre-bought images. Alright, so up here we've got a camera. And then over here we'll deal with that in a second since I know what that is. Yep, this is definitely the school store, but it has kind of a Japanese Western blend. It seems more like a cluttered antique store. Nice coin. There's a TV back there. This is one of those monitors. And then over here we have a vending machine. I guess this must be the school store then. So there are vending machines. And I think there's certainly a statement around the idea of schools having vending machines and that they really shouldn't exist. Food should be given freely to all the students in an ideal situation so that they have their basic needs of food and clothing and water met so they can focus on the higher aspirations of actually learning something. No kid is going to learn if they're starving to death, and yet in almost every society there is the opportunity for that to happen. Alright, let's look at this. What's this? Well, maybe if I turn the knob, a prize will come out. So this is a gacha game. Gacha games are very, very common in, they're calling it the Mono machine. It's a capsule gacha game because you're going to get a capsule with a little toy in it. They're not usually very good quality toys, and they're not particularly cheap toys either yet. It does have a kind of gambling aspect to it, and people do get around that. Now, there are also some gacha capsule games that can sometimes have some decent prizes in them, so I wouldn't call them all complete ripoffs, but I'd say they're mostly ripoffs. In the West, we have little toy things that come out of what we would just call vending machines instead of gacha games, and almost with 100% certainty, everything you get out of those in the West are completely worthless for the price you pay. Gacha as an idea has since been expanded greatly into mobile gaming and digital formats in which you can spend hundreds if not thousands of dollars digitally very easily and very quickly. During your stay at Hope's Peak Academy, you'll find coins scattered throughout the school. Yep, we found those. These mono coins are treasures valued by kings and thieves alike. You can use the handbook menu to see how many mono coins you currently have. And if you put the coins in this machine here, there's a chance you could win a prize. Actually, I think you're guaranteed a prize. The more coins you use, the better chances you have of getting something new. Check the presents section of the handbook to review your prizes. Would you like to try your hand the almighty mono machine? Give it a shot. Alright, let's give it a shot. So pretty much you're not going to have let's see. Well, interesting, you press down to increase the coin, not pressing up. I don't think you're going to have anything else you do with these coins, so you just want to find as many of these and do this. The reason why you want to find this is because you're going to get the prizes, and then as in visual novel datings fashion, you're going to give these prizes as presents to people you talk to and try to have a better interaction with people. Right now we can see the repeat chance is 0.0% because of course it can't be a repeat. We don't have any. So we'll just do this. And we're going to probably get some very weird items. So now it's a 1% chance, which we could bring it down to 0% with 2 coins. But when you run the numbers there, you should just pretty much use 1 coin until the repeat chance is approaching 50%. And at that point, then you use 2 coins. And then when the repeat chance hits about 50%, then you would go to 3 coins. So you have to trust these odds and assume that they are accurate and right. Most gacha games on mobile and in general suck, but there is an adult one I play called Destiny Child that's a Korean gacha game that is very, very generous to free-to-players who don't put any actual money into it. And so I've been able to play it quite a long time and have a good, decent amount of fun with it. The reason why it's an adult game is simply because all the characters are anime waifu girls and they're drawn very pretty and nice and in lewd, scantily clad outfits. Which that undoubtedly is a part of the fascination with sticking to the game like that. Whereas a lot of gacha games give you just boring looking items, or at best they give you a character that looks alright but not great. Genshin Impact is kind of a gacha game that's a great example of that, where there's a very limited, from what I've seen, number of people characters you can unlock, and then you're just collecting a whole bunch of boring looking swords and weapons. These are just like pixely items, and we've seen some of these pixel items before. And there will be a bit of a game here, certainly, around. I should probably get going. So there will be a game around figuring out what items go with whom. Like sunflower seeds, these seeds of that particular flower that love facing the ... sun. Yeah, they have the flavor somewhat similar to peanuts. Right. And see, you could go through all the items. Notice you can have multiple copies of things. Hope's Peak ring. Let's see. Fresh bindings. These were once commonly used for underwear or bandages. They say if you wrap it around yourself, both your body and soul become taut. I imagine Sakura would like that. A ray gun Zurion, the fanfiction creator, or the might like that. Would be my guess. Old-timey radio. I'm not sure who would like that. Antique doll. Of course, Celeste would be a good match for that one. Sacred Sea sapling. The clairvoyant might like that. So, some of this is pretty easy. Yeah, the clairvoyant would probably like that again. This originally belonged to a detective who had a body of a child, but the mind of a genius. The bow tie lets the user speak in a variety of voices. The voice-changing bow tie. This is, of course, a reference to the anime Detective Conan, or Case Closed, as it was called in the West. In the brief time that it was somewhat popular in the West, Detective Conan is one of the longest-running and most popular anime series out there in Japan, and it's a pretty good series for what it is. It's a new mystery every episode. 2 tickets to advertise a whirlwind tour of Mu with the ancients for 4 days and 3 nights. Interesting. So, don't know what Mu is, but I imagine it is probably an old temple. Here we have proof you've cleared the prologue. It's a patch that displays the Hope's Peak Academy school crest. I almost feel like some of these are intentional duds, and probably will never get another copy of this, and you probably shouldn't give that away as a present. Well, if anybody is going to really like the Hope's Peak themed stuff, it would be the guy who is super interested in following the rules. Him. And we don't at the moment have any report card new information. Right. So now that we have some items and we talk to Junko here, will we get the opportunity to give a gift? I'm not sure. Hey there, Makoto. She's being cutesy and flirtatious by saying his name that way. Oh, it's just the two of you right now? Are you going on a date? What?
Come on.
Damn, Makoto. I would have guessed, but you're a total player, huh? No, it's nothing like that. I'm his assistant. To be dismissed just like that is somehow...
What?
Huh? His assistant? What is that? Like some new kind of roleplay thing?
Sorry.
Well, whatever. What you're into is your business. I don't judge. Anyway, if you don't mind... Let's just head to the gym already. Yeah, let's go. There, she's blushing. So I imagine we're in a scenario right now where we we aren't going to be giving gifts, but we'll give gifts later. This whole system is also a little weird as to where it's saying people are, because I guess these squares would have people on them if they were trying to indicate that there were people in this general area, but this is just not accurate. What does the X button do? What just happened there? I hit X. Oh, it zooms in, zooms out. Well, that's quite the sound effect for something that just zooms in, zooms out. Let's keep talking to people.
Hey, Makoto.
Well, look who it is. Sup, guys? What are you up to?
Yeah.
We're picking up where we left off yesterday. I'm really hoping to find something today. If we do, I'll be sure to let everyone know ASAP. They didn't really schedule a new meeting. And see, if she's the ultimate swimmer, how you would need a bandage on your leg is slightly questionable. I guess you could do that fairly easily swimming. Or maybe this is just a fashion choice. I don't think so, though. Let's talk to Sakura. We have to find some way out of here, no matter what. And that's why you went with Hina and Toko?
However,
Well, Hina is the one who invited Toko. I have trouble talking to people directly. Ah, understandable. So, this, like, circular lighting pattern is weird. It's like a loading screen. It's weird that there are some places you can go and some places you can't go. But just go ahead and click on everything. There's another monitor over here. Yeah, I kind of felt like there would be a nice over here somewhere, but nope. Yep. And we'll try not to get super crazy about using the the gacha machine. We'll do it infrequently as possible.
I mean, seriously?
And what the hell is this metal hatch thing? It's really on there, that's for damn sure. Anyway, there's nothing to do around here. Gonna freaking die of boredom. And being stuck in here is keeping me from racing toward my dream too.
Hey,
Your dream?
Yeah!
Yeah, to become a musician. You can sense my aura, right? The strongest vocals of the century right here.
How cool is that?
And I feel so cool getting to say it in front of a national celebrity. ... Dreams. Did you say something? Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Come on, let's go. There's more of a conversation between the three of you with him than anybody else. Mondo, what are you doing?
What?
Trying to figure a way out. I figured I'd give it another shot. There's gotta be a way to bust this thing open.
Hell yeah.
But if I suck at thinking stuff up, so I guess I'll let you guys figure it out.
Damn it.
Once it's time to act though, you just let me know. I'll show you what a real man can do. Well, sounds like we can really count on you. Yep. A door like this, I mean, it could be quite a lot of time using a hammer and tools trying to break the door, and I'm sure Makoto or Monokuma would stop you before you actually made any progress to breaking down a door like that. Which, there is no, I guess, specific rule saying you can't just try to break down the door, which is weird that then there are turrets and guns. And this door is still locked. We haven't been in this bathroom. Makoto, if you're looking for the door to the gym, this isn't it. So we can't go to the male bathroom. This isn't. Can't go in the girls' bathroom. I'm wondering if you just don't get nice coins at all when you're in the hallways. It might be the case. Did we talk to everybody? No. Definitely did not. So, where is the other girl? Over here. To go together with those other two. Quite a combination.
What's your problem?
What do you want? You look like you have something to say. Oh no, I was just thinking the three of you make a pretty unique team. Let me make this perfectly clear. Me hanging out with two other people who have muscles where their brains should be is not by choice. Wow, that was super mean. Yesterday you were complaining how nobody invited you, and that's the only reason I asked you to come with us. I never asked you to do that. Stop trying to drag me farther into your meat dimension. Jeez, I can't believe she ran off. You think we should go after her?
Wait.
We shouldn't pressure her any further.
Well...
Oh yeah, good point. They're like water and oil anyway. It'd be weird if they did get along. So we're gonna have to be fairly careful as how all this breaks down, because people do just move around in a weird way. Well, in a very normal human way. But if we miss people, we'll miss conversations. At the moment, I don't think it really matters too much, but it will matter eventually, obviously. Right. Okay, so the basics we have is this, which we can click on, this, which we can click on, and we don't want to, I think, go actually in the gym, so let's look at the trophies first. Now we've got all kinds of new trophies that we can zoom in, so clearly this is important. There's all kinds of stuff on the shelves up above. Let's see, we have what? Some terracotta clay figures. They don't look like the kind of thing you'd put in a high school gym. Yeah, that does look weird. Some of these statues do look weird. There's a gold statue of Buddha. Why is something like that on display? Plaque. I guess it's to commemorate some kind of championship. And see, we've got what looks like a sword, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a fake display only sword that doesn't have a blade or is a dull blade. It's a helmet of some sort. Why is something like that on display? Yeah. So pretty much this whole shelf feels like it's been decorated with murder weapons more than actual trophies. And frankly, it would probably save us some time if we couldn't scroll around looking on the edges, considering there's nothing really to see. Is this a sword? Oh no, I think it's just a replica. Still, it's pretty impressive. It's covered in a gold coating, but geez, I barely touched it, and I got that gold stuff all over my hands. Wow, you're right. Your hands are totally gold. Even just for self-defense, I think it's a little... Well, it's still better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, you could pretty well beat somebody to death with a replica sword. You should take it with you. It might help you liven your room up a little. You think so? But I guess you'd better be careful taking it back. You should wrap it in newspaper or something. And just like that, it's been decided. I don't see anything I could really use for self-defense. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not like you need it right away anyway. Plus, if anything were to happen, when the time comes, I'll protect you. You'll protect me? Thank you for saying that. If I've got you on my side, I guess I don't need a weapon after all. Sayaka giggled as she said that. That mysterious little smile. Here we have the music stopping. I can tell it comes from the heart. It makes me feel at ease. When I look at her, I honestly feel like I can do anything. Once again, this is tricking you into thinking this is a romance game again. Which there are plenty of visual novels out there where murders happen and romance happens, but I don't think that's what's happening in this game. Okay, we can stop looking for a weapon then, but as long as we're here, let's hang out a bit more. Alright. So I just am straight up taking that item. So I guess the question would be, is that a present? Or did I just find something that's going to decorate my room? If anything, I feel like if it is going to be a present or a decoration, it might be something we don't get until we're done with a chapter. And there's no rules or anything against taking things and moving things around. There's something you need to do in the gym? Oh no, not really. Okay, so we can't go into the gym now. And there definitely are places I still want to investigate, but I guess it would be kind of ridiculous if they did let me investigate every single room in the facility on the first morning, and then you just... No, it would make a decent sense that you could walk around the entire school, investigate the first day, and then you really wouldn't feel a need to go back and investigate very thoroughly any point in the future. Clearly, we just talked to her. I know you said... I said I wanted to talk to you, but now that we're here, I don't really know what to talk about.
Sorry.
And I was the one who invited you to come with me, too, sorry. It's okay. I mean, if there's nothing to talk about, we can just not talk, right? Huh? You don't have to force yourself to talk, we can just, I don't know, stare off into space or whatever. Stare off into space. Oh, but you're probably super bored just standing around doing nothing. No, it's not that it's boring, it's just I've never really done it before. I don't have a lot of time to just do nothing. I guess that makes sense. You're not a normal high school student like me. You've got tons of stuff to do every day. We're just jumping between the two voices, two characters talking. And I'm just reading this in a flat affectation and not even really taking notice as far as who is talking and who isn't. ...
Listen.
Hey, this is kind of out of nowhere, but Makoto, do you have a dream? So let's ask about dreams. Well, what about you, Sayaka? What's your dream? I'd love to hear. My dream is... I've always wanted to be a star as long as I can remember. I grew up without a mother, you know. And my dad worked really late every night. I was always home alone. I was just a kid, you know. So I was really lonely. But that all changed when I saw a pop star on TV for the first time. She was so pretty, like a princess, and she could sing and dance. But more than anything else, there was her smile. Looking at her smile, I could feel my loneliness melting away. I've decided what I wanted to be someday. I wanted to give that kind of encouragement to others. Eventually, that became my dream. That's so amazing, though, you were able to actually fulfill your lifelong dream. Honestly, it's really incredible. It kind of sucks to fulfill your lifelong dream at the age of a high school student. Man, it's all downhill from there. Which arguably, for all the students being the ultimate of anything, I bet a lot of their life is downhill from this point, even if they hadn't been put in Hope's Peak. Like, the ultimate baseball player might have a few years of professional baseball, but then they'll eventually age out of it. The ultimate pop star, definitely. So, yeah. Makoto is about the only student that has any potential, or he has the most amount of potential left, since he hasn't even begun doing anything that would be considered successful. ... I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. So she's now opening up. Of course, this could go in a very dark direction. Certainly sleeping your way to the top. But honestly, I don't think Japanese pop stars really do succeed sleeping their way to the top. Or if they do it, they keep it very, very quiet, because I haven't heard of any kind of scandals like that being said. There's a heavy, heavy emphasis around Japanese pop stars and pop stars in general to maintain the purity of the vestal virgin persona, as it were. So, yeah. Even going on a date with somebody is seen as an unforgivable sin as a J-pop star. Huh?
You see.
Others believe that as long as you kept chasing your dreams, someday they had to come true. But if you do that, you can't take your eyes off the dream, not even for a second. Even if sometimes it's a bad dream. Whenever you're awake, whether you're asleep, to make your dream a reality, you have to keep your gaze fixed on it, no matter what. In that world, if you lose focus for even a split second, you get left behind. You have to keep on swimming against the current without even taking a breath. That's the kind of world my dream lives in. And yeah, that is about an accurate description of being a pop star, as it seems. Is it really that tough? Is it not fun at all?
Oh no!
Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. It's super fun. But that's exactly what scares me, huh? I enjoy every single day I wake up and get to do what I do. Everyone in our group is amazing. We're rivals in a way, but they all mean so much to me. We've been performing together since we were young, and so they're all like family to me. Again, yellow doesn't seem to really mean anything at the moment. Like, at some point in the future, maybe it integrates with the truth bullets, but definitely doesn't now. So, and then, like, that would be interesting if there was a new game plus where you were collecting truth bullets from this dialogue. Without them, I would have given up on my dream a long time ago. To work together and fulfill our dreams together has brought me so much happiness.
But that's why.
But that's the thing that scares me the most. If the world gets tired of us, then what happens? What happens to us? Then the dream dies, and those wonderful days come to an end, and everyone goes their separate ways. Sayaka. She's trembling. She must be terrified. She worked so hard, sacrificed so much to get where she is. She must be terrified of losing it. So that's the reason I decided to come to Hope's Peak. It's actually not a bad thought as a ultimate pop star for her to have a backup education and a backup career path, which is what I assume she thought she was going to get coming to Hope's Peak. Because, yeah, she was definitely going to age out. All J-pop stars age out very quickly. It's not a lifelong career. Huh? What do you mean? Well, they say if you graduate from here, success is basically guaranteed. Which means I could keep performing with my best friends forever and ever and ever. Well, I guess that was her thought. At least, that's what I thought. I really did believe that, but now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. While I'm in here, the world out there is forgetting about me. And here we have a unique new emotion we've seen her drawn as. Minute by minute, we're all disappearing. But still, Sayaka?
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. That was the first time I heard her cry from deep within herself. She sounds desperate, but I can understand the way she'd feel that way. Trapped here this way, the dream she put so much effort into is on the verge of disappearing forever, and that isn't something that can be fixed with a few kind words. The weight she's carrying, I can't even imagine it.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to complain. I kind of killed the mood, huh? No, not at all.
Sorry.
I'm really sorry. So this is like the first actual conversation we've had with anybody instead of just generic greetings. I'm really sorry, ... I'm Sayaka. Actually, are you hungry? Before we head back, why don't we do the dining hall. Why don't we go to the dining hall and get some food? ... So
Okay.
you want me to make us something neat? I might not look like it, but I'm actually a pretty good cook. Well, really? What's your specialty? Chili oil. Okay. That sounds like a spicy breakfast. You mean the condiment? Haha, just kidding. She burst out laughing. Her earlier mood disappeared, replaced by a bright smile that I've quickly grown used to. But how did it happen so fast? It was almost like a mask, like some kind of neutral expression. It is a mask and a neutral expression, obviously. But yeah, easy to fool yourselves if you want to. So I guess we're gonna just jump. So I may have missed an opportunity to look inside the gym. But I think I mostly talked to everybody. I could. Anyway, we headed to the dining hall to get something to eat before returning to our rooms. Is that like the full day? Was just doing that? And look, the sword is on decoration now. The only thing in my room is a fake sword covered in gold. All it does is make me feel that much more uncomfortable. Anyway, there's still plenty of time left in the day. I really don't feel like sitting here. Maybe I'll take a look around. You're about to have your first experience with free time. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. As you live out your school life here, you'll be given free time at certain points. During your free time, you can spend your time with your fellow classmates to deepen your friendships. You can also give them presents, which can potentially give them even a better impression of you. You can get these presents from the Mono machine in the school store. Come by early and often. At certain points, you'll witness intimate events, and new information will be added to each person's report card. These events can open up new skills, which will prove useful as everything plays out. We strongly encourage you to develop and deepen as many friendships as you can. Also, keep in mind that when you talk to a classmate, time will pass. When you're finished, you'll automatically return to your room. After a certain amount of time passes, free time will come to the end and the story will progress. If you prefer not to engage in free time, you can always choose to go to sleep to skip it. Okay. We wouldn't recommend this approach, but if you absolutely must press forward with the story, then anyway, why don't you try it out by spending some time with Miss Sayaka Mizuno? She's the ideal partner to begin with, why don't you think? Alright, so as this plays out, I don't think we're gonna grab the lint roller and then use it on the gold sword. And we didn't get a nice from that or that. So there's a plant back here, but I don't know how to hit the plant. Like, how can we... Interesting. There's like just 2 circles around this for some reason. Okay. So this does put us in a little bit of a bind because it seems like we can only talk to a certain number of people. So if we are specifically going to try to talk to people, we should go talk to Sayaka, and then well, see, this is kind of the problem, is because I kind of know where the story goes, so I kind of know who I'd want to talk to first. And then there is, I guess, questions, certainly. I guess you kind of just have to wander around the entire facility. and see if we see other people having conversations, like intimate moment conversations. Still can't go in here, right? So we're never gonna get to see the girls' bathroom. We do have her, so there is a good indication that we should talk to her. I don't think time goes forward if we just happen to go into an area. So we weren't able to go into these areas before, so this blackboard belongs to us now, Secret Beauty. Let's see. So I'm just kind of looking for nice coins right now, and that's pretty much it. Like, it feels like there almost certainly would be a like walkthrough that probably would have to exist, and it couldn't just be random locations where the nice coins are. So it really feels like the only reason why there are any rooms in this whole building is just so people are not all in the hallways at the same time, which that doesn't make sense because you really couldn't murder people if everybody is in the same room looking at each other. So this classroom doesn't have anything on the chalkboard, and I'm not really reading what's being said here because almost certainly none of this is important. And then let's see what this was. Was this that piece of paper? This is the desk I woke up on when I first got here. The little pamphlet is still lying there. Absolutely have no desire to look at it ever again. Okay. Let's see. Next, we have AV room, which we can go into, which is one heck of an audio-visual room, to say the least. Seems like there's a lot of computer desks and giant boombox-looking things on the walls. Let's see what this is. It's a DVD player, but I don't see any discs nearby. DVD player is useless by itself. If we had something to watch, at least that'd help pass the time. So yeah, talking about DVDs instead of Blu-rays. And so it's an actual camera, a surveillance camera. Although that looks more just like a TV camera than anything. Yeah, this is a weird AV room for a school. It seems oddly designed for people to like curate and create music in a mass group, which that would be weird, certainly, to have a whole group of people potentially sweetening and editing the audio of a video file at the same time. like multiple audio engineers. Right. People are in different places. Of course, you run into the catch-22 here is that if you had played this game and there was some kind of new game plus or something, like, you might want to talk to the people that leave the story by being killed early, or you might want to talk to the people that leave the story by being killed late because they might have more of an impact on the overall story. Interesting. In this room there's absolutely nothing to observe. And then you've got stalls here that don't go all the way to the floor. And now you have urinals that don't have dividers and no divider between the sink. A lot of gold. And yeah. That's interesting that there's a water tank at the top here to flush the toilets. I haven't really seen that kind of European style of, or old-fashioned style of having a water tank that is really high up because it's gravity fed on Japanese school-style toilets ever. If anything, the toilets in Japan are usually fairly fancy with bidets, but not in schools, of course. They're at least decently plumbed compared to other Asian countries, like where often it's not well designed or plumbed at all, or just holes in the ground. So this was the one area we couldn't reach before. Over here is a monitor. This is once again a very, very large gymnasium, particularly for 14 or 15 students. Yep, kinda nothing here. Okay. So let's assume that we can only talk to a certain number of people. Byakuya doesn't want to talk to me, so he's out. The clairvoyant guy is out. We could probably look at the map here. Yeah, I don't want to talk to him. Well, I do think I want to talk to him, and I'm not really capable of saying why, other than it would be a spoiler. Don't really want to talk to him, don't really want to talk to him. So, we teleport there, that's slightly faster. But then I'm backwards. So yeah, I don't want to really talk to him. I wouldn't mind talking to her. But I kind of don't think there's a necessary reason to do that either anyways. So let's go with Yoko after Sayaka and then talk to the friendly people because you'll get more information anyways. Now we can't teleport to them. So I'm gonna go with Sayaka first, then Kyoko here, which she is, I think, oddly, yeah, she's labeled on the map, but anyone in the halls is just kind of always over to the left. Yeah. So let's start with Sayaka. I'm not going to click on the doors anymore. Guess I should press the doorbell. Ding dong. Do I have a present for Sayaka? No, I don't even think I do.
Listen.
That might be intentional, though. You know, Makoto, I'm so anxious. I really am afraid. Should I talk to Sayaka for a while? Yeah. There's nothing really in the rules that say if Sayaka wanted to stay, say, in your room at night. Nothing against that at all. It just, they said sleeping outside of the dormitory, which I'm not sure that the whole building isn't considered the dormitory. I'd have to almost look up the definition of the word dormitory. Are you gonna try and cheer me up? Sorry for making you take the time out of your day like this. So the other thing to take from this is it does seem very much like none of the other characters are actually going to do anything or accomplish anything. I did my best to comfort Sayaka. Sayaka and I grew a little closer today. Would you like to give Sayaka a present? What would we like to give her? Okay. Do we have anything? We might give her sunflower seeds as a choice, or Hope's Peak ring as a choice. We don't have anything else that really lines up with that. Would an old-timey radio be for her? No. No. Voice changing bow tie? No. Ancient tour tickets. I think maybe that might be a good choice. I'm gonna roll the dice here and give the ancient tour tickets and hope that's something she might appreciate. Huh? A present for me? Thank you, I'll cherish this forever. Does that mean she liked it? Makoto, do you think you can make time for the two of us to talk? What's wrong? Why are you being so formal? So, I think with one present successfully given, I've already moved this up in the relationship meter, which is probably intentional. Well, it's just, I guess that was kind of formal, but it's just because I know I can count on you. See, that's another point where being translated to English, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And there is a decent argument for localization there for her to say either Mr. Naegi or Mr. Makoto, or directly use the honorifics of Makoto Sensei or Makoto-san instead of using like Chan, which is a more familiar honorific. Having you by my side makes me feel a lot better. If you weren't here with me, I just don't know what I'd do. I'd be lost.
But that's why.
I hate that we had to meet under such awful conditions, but I'm relieved you're with me. Sayaka. Standing here face to face and hearing her say that, it's nice, but it's kind of embarrassing at the same time. I know how you feel. You being here is what saved me. Really? Thank you for the flattery. That smile. That mysterious smile that softens my heart. I really wasn't flattering her. That smile saved me. But it's kind of strange, you know? I never thought I'd get a chance to really talk to you like this. All through middle school, you never talked to me. In fact, you never even looked at me. It's because you were like a celebrity. I couldn't just go around staring at you. Wait, how do you know I never looked at you?
Hey,
Because I looked at you all the time. Huh? I was always looking for an opportunity to talk to you. You wanted to talk to me? But since I always had so many people around me, we ended up graduating without saying a word. That was one of my biggest regrets. But why me? Do you remember during the first year of junior high, that huge bird wandered into the school pond? Now see, this opens up a scenario that should be investigated. if any of the other people knew that they had any kind of relationship before arriving at Hope's Peak, it puts a lot of suspicion on both Makoto and Sayaka, as one of them being perhaps the mastermind. Perhaps this is just the plan of Sayaka to create a scenario to get back together with Makoto, having just played the having played the first Nonary game, that's almost exactly what happens. And so I wouldn't be surprised if one developer read the story or played the game of the other developer and found some inspiration. A huge bird wandered into the school pond. The school had a pond, apparently. Actually, now that I think about it, I do sort of remember something like that. It was like a fairy tale. The turtle once every million years. That bird every 1,000. See, this is a reference to some Japanese fairy tale that I don't know, so I can't really add anything to that. A huge bird wandered into the school pond during the first year of junior high. I think it might have been see, and this is unfair to Westerners. Let's see. A sparrow wouldn't be that fairy tale-ish. A heron wouldn't be that fairy tale-ish. I want to go with crane, but I am basically just picking a random bird here. It was a crane. It just walked right into the pond.
Okay.
That's right. That's what it was. I wonder if they would have said it was right no matter what. It was so big, the teacher had no idea what to do. But you led it into the forest behind the school. You helped it find its way out. Well, only because I was already in charge of taking care of the animals at school. They made me do it.
You see.
You should have said thank you then, but is it okay if I do it now? Or I should have said thank you then, but is it okay if I do it now? Thank me. I'm that crane, you see. I've come to return the favor. Here, let me make you a cloak. So, she's weaving a fantastical tale here, which frankly would almost be believable that she actually is the crane and she isn't actually Sayaka. But then that would get very weird very fast. Yeah, this does feel like a grim fairy tale, but I don't recognize the fairy tale directly. Just kidding. Yeah, I kind of figured. Honestly though, I was impressed, so impressed. That's why I always wanted to talk to you, even just once. I never imagined this would be how I got my chance. Yeah, if we'd meet again at a train station somewhere downtown, that would make for a nice dramatic reunion. But instead, it's this weird school. Maybe, but still. I'm sure you'll help me find a way out. Just like that crane, you'll save me.
You see.
It's just intuition, I know. But I still believe it. I'm going to save her? I'll do my best, I promise that. I'll make sure it's more than just an intuition. If there's anything I can do, I'm gonna do it. I believe in you. Besides, my intuition always turns out to be right.
Like I said,
Because I'm psychic. Kidding. She laughed out loud as she said it. The closer we got, the stronger that smile of her makes me. I was glad to feel that way. Sayaka's report card has been updated based on your experience with her. Alright, well then let's go see what we just got in this. So she now has a second page where we have the thing I remember Makoto most from junior high was that that crane got stuck in our school pond and he helped me get it free. I always wanted a chance to talk to him after that. Interesting. And so now we have a skill called melodious voice. Interesting. And it doesn't particularly mark like the item you gave them. So we'll just have to kind of remember or choose not to remember what we gave, whether it really matters or not. And we probably don't want any duplicates. Here we can see this now has 0 copies of that. Whirlwind tour of Mu with the Ancients for 4 days and 3 nights. Maybe Mu with the Ancients is actually a concert. That might be the case. If that was the case, then that was a really good response. You just unlocked a skill melodious voice. Give yourself a pat in the back. You earned it. Once we were all done, I headed back to my room for a little while. So now it's nighttime. So you only could have had one conversation, and Sayaka probably was the right choice to have that conversation. Which that's pretty good, because what I was thinking I was going to do, more than likely, was then have to run around the entire school again and see if people moved around, and if there was some kind of intermittent conversation between 2 other people I could catch and see some. But since that didn't happen, that saves some time.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
So yeah, same thing as yesterday.
It is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
I guess they are just, like most stories, skipping over the idea of people eating and using the bathroom and drinking. Because, yeah, none of that is really getting mentioned.
Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Today's already come to an end, but swear tomorrow I'm gonna find some kind of clue. I swear. Yeah, we are not really accomplishing much on a day-to-day basis. As my eyelids began to slide closed, the conversation I had had with Sayaka that morning began to replay. In a way, it's almost frustrating. Even if I understand where her desperation is coming from, I can't share in it. The pressure she's under is way different from anything a normal high schooler like me goes through. She didn't just stumble into the school the way I did, so I can't say I feel things the way she does. Compared to her, no, compared to everyone else here, there's no doubt I just don't match up. I guess that might explain my own frustration. ... It's kind of weird that the text has like a color gradient behind it. So I'm sure you've noticed the killing game has begun, but there's still room for a little laughter. It seems our new students, already so filled with despair, still have some hope of escape. Phew. So when will it begin? When will our hope begin to die? Is it time yet? Is it time?
Heart-pounding excitement.
Yeah, again, this feels like just Monokuma talking to itself. And then it's just ding dong bing bong.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine.
10 p.m. to 7 a.m. is about 9 hours. Yeah. Or exactly 9 hours. So, yeah. It's a decent amount of time to sleep, assuming you can immediately fall asleep and immediately wake up.
Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
Morning has come, and it's been another hour and 40 minutes. And I imagine there's not really anything else we can do here. So what I think we'll do is, for every hour and 40 minutes, we'll end the episode and we'll save. Just that way we now are in, I guess, free time in the morning, which we may have more free time later on. either that, or what this really means is that Chapter 1, School Life, Daily Life Morning, and then Daily Life Free Time Morning are maybe subchapter titles. That could also be the case. I still just want to hit the start button though to get to this. It's weird that the start button really just brings up a menu button. What have we not used so far as buttons? Well, auto mode on the right bump is the only thing we haven't used by the looks of it. You can fast forward. You can hold down the B button to speed up the text. Interesting. Okay, well that's something that probably we won't ever really get to use. And also, I would imagine we also need to consider that there really may not be that many Monokuma tokens out there. Like, unless we start finding Monokuma tokens that are worth 4 or 5 or 6, or the gacha game gives you some back at some point, like, or we just start seeing more in the same places. Like, it feels like we probably will barely succeed at getting. Oh, well, if there's 144 presents, I imagine we need to get somewhere around 200 or 300 tokens, and that seems like a lot of work. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.